This is the Alex Jones Show with me, Paul Joseph Watson. Now, what's the biggest story in the United States right now? Is it the fight, the three-way would-be cage match between Scaramucci, Bannon, and Reince Priebus? No. Is it the Russian collusion nothing burger? No. It's actually this, which has received no attention whatsoever from any other mainstream network than Fox News, despite the fact that this is clearly the most intriguing, the most potentially damaging, the biggest story that has emerged this week. This is out of Gateway Pundit to set the scene. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, absolute wreck, barely able to function since Imran Awan arrest. Now, to give you the backstory, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, former head of the DNC, employed Pakistani IT staffers and brothers who were paid over $4 million over the course of their employment, even though they were accused of a cyber security breach. Number of other criminal accusations against one of the brothers as well, which we'll get into later. Imran Awan was arrested after he attempted to flee the US after wiring approximately $300,000 to Pakistan. And again, Fox News is the only cable network covering this huge scandal. When Imran Awan was arrested, he was carrying $12,000 of cash on him. That's not suspicious at all. His wife was carrying $12,000 of cash as well when she fled the country. So basically, these individuals had high security access to the DNC computers. They had the password to Wasserman Schultz's iPad. They had direct access to all that. The guy smashed his hard drive before the FBI was able to descend on him. This is a massive scandal. Now it turns out, and we're going to get to this clip in a moment, that this has ties to the Muslim Brotherhood, with these individuals potentially colluding with a terrorist organization while having direct access, secure access to the DNC. You want to talk about collusion with a foreign power. You want to talk about collusion with a foreign terrorist entity. This is it right here. There's more evidence for this than there is for Russian collusion and Donald Trump, yet that is the story they're talking about on CNN. They daren't touch this. Now we go back to March, and we've got this video clip lined up. When this investigation first emerged, bearing in mind she actually employed these guys after this, for months afterwards, the headline, the original Daily Caller headline from back in March, Wasserman Schultz threatened police chief for gathering evidence on her IT staffers' alleged crimes. Debbie Wasserman Schultz threatened the chief of the U.S. Capitol Police with, quote, consequences for holding equipment that she says belonged to her. And again, this, bearing in mind, this is before the evidence of them smashing up hard drives came out, that she says belongs to her in order to build a criminal case against a Pakistani staffer suspected of massive cybersecurity breaches involving funneling sensitive congressional data off-site, not only off-site, but now it turns out potentially directly to the Muslim Brotherhood. The Florida lawmaker used her position on the committee that sets the police force's budget to press its chief to relinquish the piece of evidence in what could be considered using her authority to attempt to interfere with a criminal investigation. No scandal about that back in March. Now this is blown up. Let's go back to March and play that clip where Wasserman Schultz directly threatens the Capitol Police with, quote, consequences if they don't drop this. Here's the clip.
It is not, under my understanding, the Capitol Police is not able to confiscate members' equipment when the member is not under investigation. It is their equipment, and it's supposed to be returned.
Well, I think there's extenuating circumstances in this case, and I think that, you know, working through my counsel and the necessary personnel, if that in fact is the case, and with the permission of through the investigation, then we'll return the equipment. But until that's accomplished, I can't return the equipment.
I think you're violating the rules when you conduct your business that way, and should expect that there would be consequences.
There you have it, consequences. 4 months later, this guy has smashed up his hard drive. He's fled the country after wiring nearly $300,000 from the Congressional Federal Credit Union to Pakistan. Now we're finding out he has links, direct links with the Muslim Brotherhood. She employed him for months after this investigation began. Here's another headline out of Gateway Pundit. That's weird. Wasserman Schultz paid Imran Awan for 5 months after he was banned from house computers. Why is she still employing this guy? Multiple criminal charges leveled against him. Now he's wired $300,000. He's tried to flee the country. He smashed up his hard drives. What on earth is going on here? Why is nobody reporting on this? 3 brothers who managed office IT for government officials were relieved of their duties in February on suspicion that they accessed specific computer networks without permission, also known as hacking. And again, remember the entire hysteria we've had for the past 6, 7, 8 months is Russia hacked the DNC. Well, here we have individuals with direct ties to terrorist organizations, also with direct access to the DNC, literally with the passwords. This is the biggest scandal since Seth Rich. It's getting no attention whatsoever, nowhere near the attention it should have received. Debbie Wasserman Schultz continued to pay Imran Awan for 5 months for IT services after he was banned from house computers. According to reports earlier this week, Imran Awan was still employed by Wasserman Schultz after his arrest on Monday night. David Damron, spokesman for Wasserman Schultz, told Fox News reporter Chad Pergram that Awan was terminated on Tuesday. 5 months after this came out, he was still employed by her. So why was Imran still being paid? Wasserman Schultz has some explaining to do. Fast forward to last night, where Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer appeared on Tucker Carlson's show, hosted by fill-in host Laura Ingraham. Just when you thought the case surrounding the Awan brothers could not get any darker, a new piece of news emerges. Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer revealed to Laura Ingraham the Pakistani IT staffers were sending sensitive information to the Muslim Brotherhood. Let's go to the clip.
So that's why the Capitol Hill police rolled in saying there's something wrong here. And now the FBI has rolled in. And let me give you the big takeaway here. It looks like a foreign intelligence service may be the recipient of all this, and something called the Muslim Brotherhood. So,
whoa. The Muslim Brotherhood and
Brotherhood.
Debbie, they're going to really say it's a conspiracy theory
really
now.
A conspiracy now, but that's where apparently all this has been going in law enforcement. That's why the FBI is now investigating beyond the wire.
Well, these brothers have been kicking around Capitol Hill in various capacities for IT, but they essentially were blacklisted by most of the other Democrats, correct?
Right.
But yet she gave them a home.
She gave them a home.
Very interesting.
And they actually suspended most of their access in February of this year, and she kept them on anyway. So
she's just a very nice person. Apparently it's a jobs program over there at the DNC.
$300,000 being kicked over to Pakistan finally was the straw that broke the camel's back.
But his wife is gone. She's safely over there in Pakistan. Lieutenant, keep covering it for us. Lieutenant Colonel Shaffer, thank you so much.
So there you have it. Direct connections feeding intel to the Muslim Brotherhood while having secure, high-level access within the DNC, wiring $300,000 to Pakistan, smashing up hard drives. Bear in mind, the Muslim Brotherhood is basically the umbrella, the parent organization for terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda and Hamas. Looks like these guys are working for them, and they're running Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the DNC's IT with direct password to her iPad to all the secure systems. How is that not a massive foreign government, foreign terrorist organization collusion scandal? That is absolutely huge. That is a giant scandal, bigger than anything that's come out of this Russia-Trump collusion investigation. It's being covered nowhere. Fox News, and that is it. I mean, the conservative media, the online media have been talking about it all week, relentlessly, trying to push it into the headlines, trying to force the likes of CNN just to cover it, even if it's to dismiss it. Nothing whatsoever. Now, this gets even more bizarre because Imran Awan's attorney actually came out. His defense, even after the smashed up hard drives, wiring $300,000 to Pakistan, the links to the Muslim Brotherhood, him and his wife carrying 12 grand in cash through an airport, or attempting to, even after all that and all the other criminal charges against him, he blamed Islamophobia. Yes, you guessed it. None of that is evidence. Ignore all that. No, the reason he's being persecuted, the reason he's being arrested is because of Islamophobia. the right wing, and wait for it, Pizzagate. Yes, he actually mentioned Pizzagate as one of the reasons for this guy being arrested. That's his lawyer's defense. None of these charges are true. None of it even exists. The only reason he's been persecuted is because of Islamophobia. Once again, they turn to identity politics, literally, to try to wriggle out of criminal charges, a massive scandal involving foreign collusion, deep access to the IT systems of the DNC, and even collusion with a foreign terrorist group. Absolutely huge scandal. There's more on this, and we're going to get to that after the break. This is the Alex Jones Show Live.